Today we're going to take a look at the Mega Blaziken, as we had a lot of support for the last video. So if you like those Mega showcases in the Mega Master League against other people, please leave a like on the video, and we might do another one for the Mega Sceptile soon. So today we're going to take a look at the Mega Blaziken here in the Master League. We are at the level 40 level. All opponents I think also at this time around level 40 Pokemon. Sometimes like saying that on Twitter and actually seeing it in reality is something different, but yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised on how good Mega Blaziken looks in the game. Like, I always thought it was like such a lame Mega design, but in the game it looks so cool. I could have went for the what's called Brave Bird here, which would have been a little bit better, but I didn't know that I would get there in time. Doesn't really matter. Mega Slowbro are gonna go down, and we will see the Dragonite coming in now, where we can go ahead and go for one Iron Head. Gonna put them already into range for our Mewtwo Side Strike here, and we will be able to let this move go through. They're gonna go for the bait, which kind of loses them in the game already, as we will be able to farm them all the way down. Also, let me know in the comment section if you like those small intros. Like, I've done like a few now already, like those small intros where I see some damage stuff going on there, like I see me one-shotting some Pokemon with the featured Pokemon. Do you like them? Do you not like them? I might do like a poll or something on YouTube as well soon. Just trying to improve my channel on like some smaller spots and see what I can do to make stuff a little bit more interesting. So let me know in the comment section how you find those, and we will see an Excadrill here against us right now, which we can actually shield up, which I didn't expect that I would do this here right now, but I will be able to get the final shield. And shields down, our Blaziken can go to town, as we can go ahead and go into that one now. We have a shield advantage, and doesn't really matter what they have in the back. Primarina, I don't care, we actually have a neutral damage from the Charm here, and we can go for the Brave Bird, destroying that Charm user, and we see the Nihilego coming in, which gets completely hard-walled anyway from our Dialga. Sadly, we didn't reach the other move in time, what's called the, forgot the name, Blastburn there in time. Actually interesting, we have a double nuke set here because, I actually looked at it and it said like double nukes would be the best one for this meta, and I think like in the closer, it's definitely the coolest moveset. You can still run Blaze Kick, of course. I actually thought of using an Elite TM, but for these IVs, I don't really want to use an Elite TM for Stone Edge. Also a cool move to use on Blaziken, but here we will be able to actually do something very, very nice. We will be able to go ahead and counter down the opponent's Mega Gyarados. This is something that you barely really see, like really hard answers to Gyarados, but actually as a fire type, we usually still be able to deal with a Gyarados pretty easily. And we will be able to go for one Blast Burn now as well, knocking out the opponent's Ursaluna, and we will see a Metagross coming in now, which we can go for another Blast Burn, and we should be able to pretty easily knock them out as well. They're going to shield up, but I kind of want to showcase the Blaziken here as well, so I'm mostly going to shield. And of course, if we are already shielding here, we have to troll as well and go for the Brave Bird instead, because it's hilarious. So, goodbye Metagross, we will be able to go for the Brave Bird, and it's going to be a good game. Next opponent, we will see here Dialga against Dragonite. This should be, again, a pretty okay-ish matchup. I think you win this always in the one-shields. But it's definitely a little bit tricky sometimes. But we see the Metagross coming in. This was actually, I think, the first or second battle I played with this team. I didn't know how to act against Metagross yet. I should have went straight into my Blaziken, because I was able to resist the fast move, as well as I'm going to be able to resist the Meteor Mash. So it would have been the better matchup for me. But here I'm actually going to take this Meteor Mash as well. I have now 2 moves stored, and I think this will be a very good one for me as well. Yeah, I'm going to be able to go for my Blast Burn. Blast Burn should knock out the Dragonite coming in here as well. Goodbye Dragonite. We see an Excadrill coming in. This is definitely gonna get the shield from the opponent as well. And I will be able to go into my Mewtwo now, go for one Ice Beam, and get them so low that there's basically nothing that they can do anymore. Ice Beam gonna put them into the red health already. This is basically counter down range. I think I could have also went for 2 Side Strikes, but I think they got a 1 fast move advantage. So I think there was nothing that I could have really done there otherwise, but this is still going to be a little bit of a closer one. I wasn't sure how much a counter would do, like if I could just go into my Blaziken and it would win, but now we're still going to be able to win there with like a few HP left on our Blaziken. Next opponent here, we're going to see a Metagross in the lead. This is horrible, especially as you see the moveset of my Mewtwo. This has Ice Beam back in the day when like level 40 meta was available. Ice Beam had a big amount of play there for the Master League, because there were a ton of yveltal available that they all ran, and Ice Beam were like a very cool counter move for them. We see a Mega Blastoise coming in, which is an interesting one to take a look at as well. Very cool Pokemon. We will be able to get a shield from them, and we might even get both shields from them. As this next Side Strike is coming through, we'll be able to get the final shield of the opponent. We'll be able to let this move go through. Most likely going to go back into my Dialga, farm them all the way down. I'm not really too scared of a Hydro Cannon here. Even an Ice Beam we would be able to take, but it's just a Hydro Cannon which we can farm down the opponent. We see the metagross coming in. Of course, we have our Blaziken, and Blaziken is definitely in a good mood here right now. I'm gonna go ahead and go for one Blast Burn real fast. Gonna destroy that Sylveon, and also the metagross is going to go and burn here from this Blaziken. Blaziken seems to be one of the best sweepers for the Mega Master League when it comes back at the end of the month. Actually, something that a lot of people didn't really saw. I think it's also wrongly shown in game. The final week of Go Battle League, as far as I know, is the Hoenn Cup, which is like Super League and just Hoenn Pokemon, but also otherwise you have the option to go for the Mega Master League again for an entire week this time around, which is going to be an interesting one. So showcasing those Pokemon actually can kind of foreshadow like what kind of Pokemon you want to use there as well. Definitely think if you didn't saw the episode about Swampert yesterday, you should definitely try and watch that video as well, because Swampert is most likely the best, maybe even Pokemon that you can use in the Mega Master League. Maybe Gyarados is a little bit better, but yeah, like there are some good picks here as well. And then of course there are some anti-meta picks, like the Blaziken for anti-meta against the Gyarados, because Gyarados is part dark typing then. So yeah, we're going to see here the opponent having Conkeldurr in the back. I don't really want to be disrespectful here, but I kind of want to showcase, of course, my final team, because it's our friendly battles, and kind of want to showcase what I have in the back for them, so they also know what they're battling against. And so I didn't go for the Side Strike here and went for the catch on the Mega Blaziken. For me, it didn't matter. I had the game already, but I kind of want to at least showcase the opponent what I have in the back if I have the option for it. We see the worst possible lead there with the metagross. The thing here is, does my opponent know actually what moves I have? And we will see here that the Side Strike is coming through. Just going to be pretending that this was a bait and I can farm up extra again. This would be Focus Blast range. Let's see if they're going to shield it, and they're going to shield it up. It's going to be a Steam Pita as well, which is amazing. I don't have anything for Metagross on my Mewtwo, but of course the opponents don't know about that, which allows me to make those plays that are a little bit risky, but yeah, shielding my own Mewtwo just so I get the shield back from the opponent, some damage on them, because I don't really have an answer for this Metagross other than my Blaziken in the back, is kind of funny. What is also kind of funny is me hitting this Blast Burn against the opponent's Sceptile. We will be able to see the Garchomp coming in here now, and there is nothing that they can do anymore. Even if they bait me here, and even if they knock me out afterwards, there will be nothing that they can do, because their health going to be low enough that I would be able to farm them down with my Blaziken, and I should be pretty much able to win this game no matter what. So yeah, good game there. Nothing that they can really do here. We see a yveltal in the lead. This is fairly neutral for me. I'm actually fine to not see it with my backline, especially Mewtwo doesn't want to face it. Of course, we have the Ice Beam for it, which already came in clutch against the Mega Ampharos before. But we will be able to go ahead and shield this move up. Could have been a Focus Blast. We see a Kyogre coming in, where I was like, that's kind of weird. It's honestly kind of weird, because Kyogre is usually a horrible matchup against Dialga. I will be able to go for my Dracomedia. I can let this move go through. Fine for me. I'm going to go into my Mewtwo now, I think. But no, I'm going to stay in here, try to go for the Dracomedia, because I was 100% sure I would get there. And I was completely wrong. So my opponent will be able to go for one serve, but only for one serve only, as we can go ahead and go for the Side Strike here, knocking out the opponent, and we will see the opponent come back in, most likely with the yveltal. I'm going to let this move go through, and what I can do now is, I have one shield advantage, they have 0 shields left, and we have our Mega Blaziken here, which has a lot of fun in those matchups. We will be able to shield up the Aqua Tail, because it does the most amount of damage most likely. We're going to build up to nearly 100 energy. This is the maximum that I could here really get. I can go for the Brave Bird, goodbye Gyarados. I can go for the Blast Burn, goodbye yveltal. Nothing that they can do about this. You see how strong Mega Blaziken is as a closer in the current meta there. It's insanely strong. We see the opponent having a Dragonite in the lead. He runs Dragon Tail. Not the biggest fan of it, to be fair. In my opinion, Dragon Tail is kind of crappy. I think like Dragon Breath in general is just the better fast move for most Dragon Pokemon. Dragon Tail itself is cool, like on Pokemon that don't have Dragon Breath. The difference is not as big, and especially in Master League, the difference is not as big. But yeah, especially in Great League, like one-turn moves are just better, sadly. Like one-turn moves have just more often do more damage than like the same amount of damage moves that needs like 3 or 4 turns. It's just how the game works, because like you don't have around, like you always have rounded damage. So if your fast move does 2.1 damage, it does then only 2 damage per turn. If your fast move does like, I don't know, 5.7, I think it always rounds down to like 5 then. So you would lose like 1 in that scenario. So it's a little bit tricky with like fast moves, but usually the lower the amount of turns you need for your fast move, the better the fast move is, and the easier it is to swap with it, and it's just all way better, which I think is a little bit of a problem in the game in general. The fast moves, like it doesn't scale enough in my opinion. Like long turn duration for fast moves should give you also better fast moves in my opinion, and I feel like especially 3-turn moves are kind of crappy all around. There's not really any crazy good 3-turn move available right now, so it's kind of tricky. I don't know. I feel like that fast moves could kind of get a rework, that stuff like either you nerf like the faster moves, for example like the Mud Shot, or you just buff a little bit the longer taking moves like Incinerate. Yes, Incinerate is not a bad move, don't get me wrong, but like it's very clunky. It has basically, if there would be something that's the same but 2 turns instead of 5, like you would definitely prefer that over Incinerate, which is yeah, kind of sad. But yeah, I don't really want to have this video just ranting about fast moves and how the game isn't completely balanced in my opinion, and there could be better things, but this is all we see here. We will see a Zacian against us here. That's an interesting one. We will be able to go ahead and go for an Iron Head. This will definitely knock them out, but I don't know if this was the smartest idea to knock them out, because now they have the Landorus still available. They can farm me down, and I didn't really think about this, as my opponent will be able to go for one Stone Edge here. One Superpower will be able to knock us out here as well, and they're gonna go ahead and go actually for the Stone Edge again, which is also going to be enough. So it's going to be a good game. Losing to my opponent there, very well played by them. Congrats on winning. Next opponent, we see a Goodra. Look at its happy face. It has such a happy face. We see a Shadow Metagross there. I want to say Gyarados. Shadow Metagross coming in here. We generate energy actually at the same time, and we have like both a 50 energy move. So weird that they didn't get to the move before me. But it doesn't really matter, as we see the Goodra coming in. I'm going to let this move go through. It's going to be the Muddy Water. It's actually going to knock me out, which I didn't expect, but I can go into my Dialga. I am neutral against their fast moves. My fast moves are super effective against them, and they can only get to the Muddy Water here as well. I think the other move that they had was most likely the Power Whip. That's why I didn't shield. But this is fine for us, as one Draco Meteor will get the shield from the opponent's Excadrill. You can go into our Mewtwo. We can just go basically straight for Ice Beam, I think. Do I go straight for Ice Beam? I actually have no idea. No, I'm gonna go straight for the Side Strike here. That's also very nice. They're going to let this move go through. I don't really care too much. I can go for another one here, and I will be able to still survive one for charge move of them. I still have a shield advantage, and there is not a lot that my opponent can do here anymore, as they will be able to reach another one, but this does not even come close to knocking me out here. I will be able to go for the Side Strike, knocking them out here, and this is going to be a good game. Very well played there. We will see the next opponent and also the final opponent for this video. We're going to see here some nice fighting type post, which was I think the second to last post that you can get from Go Bad League, or was it the last already? I don't know. But yeah, we will see a Ho-Oh in the lead. This can be a decent one, this can be a horrible one. Really depends on how you play it. They're going to go straight for the Earthquake. I should already throw earlier, but I'm going to throw my Iron Head now. This will get no shielded, which is a smart move by my opponent, and they survive with exactly 1 HP, which means we are 2 shields down, which is horrible, and we see a Zekrom coming in here. We can go ahead and go for the bait with the Iron Head, should be able to get the shield back from my opponent. I'm going to swap out now into my Mewtwo. They are in range on Side Strike, so I will be able to get another one here as well, which is pretty nice. So shields are basically even again. I have one more Pokemon than them, that they have more energy than me here. And they're gonna go for the Wild Charge. Interesting. This kind of tells me that they have also the Outrage, which is a smart one. They're going to catch this move here on the Tyranitar, which is also a smart one. And now I should have actually farmed a little bit, but it doesn't really matter as we can 3 counter them down. And can we survive one move from the Zekrom here for the final one? We will not be able to survive one outrage here, and this is going to be a good game. Very well played by my opponent, like 1 HP and Dream, very well played. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, I would appreciate it. Helps out way more than you think, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.